Welcome back to Scott Swinging Sports Day, ladies and gentlemen. I am back with some more preseason NFL predictions. Preseason football starts tonight. So it's time for me to get back to my predictions for the NFL season. This week I'm doing the Jets and the Giants for two of my buddies here in Florida, Phil Diaz and Jeremy Diaz. So let's get into those right now. First off, we'll start with probably the most hyped up team in the NFL this year, the New York Jets. New quarterback in town, Aaron Rodgers. Should be a good season for the Jets. First game out, Monday Night Football, at home against the Buffalo Bills. I unfortunately do not have the Jets winning this game. I think the Bills are going to find a way to win this game. I think it's going to be kind of like what it was with Tom Brady in Tampa. It's going to be a little bit of a slow start, but I think the Jets will get it going as the season progresses. So I'll take the Bills to get a win here over the Jets. Week 2, they head into Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Give me the Jets to win this game. I think the Jets are a better team than the Cowboys are right now. So I'm going to take the New York Jets to get a win on the road in Dallas against the Cowboys. Next up, you head into Week 3, and you're back at home taking on the Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. Give me the Jets to win this game also. I think the Pats are probably going to be the worst team in the AFC East this year. So I'm going to go with the Jets to get a win at home over the Pats. Week 4 at home against Kansas City. That is unfortunately a loss. I think Patrick Mahomes is too good. Patrick Mahomes was already better than Aaron Rodgers when he was with the Packers, and I don't think the Jets have as good enough roster as he did with Green Bay last year. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs to get the win here on the road in New Jersey against the Jets. Next up, the Denver Broncos on the road. Give me the Jets to get a win on the road in Denver. I think this is going to be one of the most hyped up games of the season after what's happened in the preseason between Aaron Rodgers and Sean Payton. What's been going on between those two recently. So I'm going to go with the Jets to get a win on the road in Denver against the Broncos. Next up, you're hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. I think this is another loss. I think the Eagles are a very good team this year, probably the best team in the NFC in my opinion. So you go into your bye week at 3-3, so a little bit of a slow start for Aaron Rodgers, not what he probably expects with the Jets this year at 3-3. Next up, you go on the road. Well, technically on the road as you take on the New York Football Giants. You guys have the same stadium, so it's technically a road game, but not really. I'm going to take the Jets to get the win here. I think the Jets are a better team than the Giants are this year. So I'm going to take the Jets to get a win on the road, technically on the road against the Giants. Next up, you stay at home and you take on the Los Angeles Chargers. That is another win for me. I think the Chargers are going to be good this year, but not as good as the Jets are. So I'm going to go with the Jets to get a win at home on Monday Night Football against the Chargers. Next up, you go on the road to Vegas to take on the Las Vegas Raiders on Sunday Night Football. That is another win for me. I think the Raiders are not going to be as good as the Jets are this year. I think Jimmy G will be okay with the Raiders this year, but I think the rest of the team's going to let him down a little bit. So I'm going to go with the Jets to get a win on the road in Vegas against the Raiders. Next up, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills hosting the New York Jets. I will go with the Buffalo Bills to get a win here. I think the Bills are a better team than the Jets, and they're at home, and it's November, so I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills to get a win here at home over the Jets. Next up, you guys host the Miami Dolphins. Give me a win here at home. I think the Jets are a slightly better team than the Dolphins, so I'm going to go with the Jets to get a win at home over the Dolphins. Next up, you guys host the Atlanta Falcons. That's another win. I think the Falcons are going to be a good team this year because they're playing in a horrible division in the NFC South. I don't see one good team in that division this year. 8 wins will probably be enough to win the NFC South this year because all these teams in this division are just horrible to watch. Next up, the Houston Texans. They take a win there as well. I think the Texans are a couple of years away from being a very good team. I think C.J. Stroud's got potential. but I think he's going to have a little bit of a learning problem this year. I think he's going to have to go through a learning process this year in the NFL. It's not like it was in college football for him. So I'm going to go with the Jets to get a win at home over the Texans. Next up, you guys go on the road to Miami to take on the Dolphins. I think you guys lose this game. I think the Heat is going to pay very big dividend in this game. I think it's going to be very hot down here on December 17th. So I'm going to take the Dolphins to get a win at home over the Jets. Next up, you guys take on the Washington Commanders. Give me the Jets to get a win here at home. I think that should be a win for the New York Jets. Next up, you guys take on Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns on Amazon Prime. I think this is the last Thursday Night Football game of the season on Prime Video. I'll be watching most of these games because I do have Prime Video. I will be taking the Jets to get a win here on the road. I think the Jets are a better team than the Browns. So I'm going to take the New York Jets to get a win on the road in Cleveland against the Browns. And the final game of the season, you guys head into Foxborough to take on Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. No time set for this game. There usually isn't going into week 18 of the season. I think that's another win for you guys. So let's see. I think it's going to be a 13-5 year for the New York Jets. I think the Jets are going to be very good this year for Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. I think this is a definite playoff team this year. Will it win the division? I don't know. I got to see how Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills look this season. But I do believe it's good enough to make the playoffs and potentially win the AFC East this year. Now we head into the New York Giants. Should be another good team for the Giants this year. First came out on the road, Sunday Night Football to start the season off against Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. And that is a loss for the Giants. I think it's hard to win at Jerry World in week 1 of the season. Tom Brady did last year, but that's because he's the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. So I'm going to go with Dak and the Cowboys to get a winner at home over the Giants. Week 2 of the season, you guys go on the road to take on the Arizona Cardinals. This is a win for me. I think the Cardinals might be the worst team in the NFL this year. So I'm going to go with the New York Giants to get a win here on the road in Arizona against the Giants. Next up, you guys go on the road to take on the San Francisco 49ers on Thursday Night Football. That is a loss. I think the Niners are going to be very good this year again. Probably one of the best teams in the NFC. So I'm going to go with the Niners to get a win here at home over the Giants. Next up, you guys take on the Seattle Seahawks at home. I'm going to give you guys a win in this game. I think Geno Smith's going to take a little bit of a step back without his offensive coordinator from last year, who is now the offensive coordinator here in Tampa, in Dave Canales. I think he's going to do very well with Baker Mayfield, I hope. We'll see how that looks tonight on the game. I'll be taping that game tonight. So I'm going to go with the Giants to get a win here at home over the Seahawks. Next up, you guys head into Miami to take on the Dolphins. That is a loss. I think the Dolphins are a good team, and they're at home. So I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins to get a win here in the second week of October. I think it's going to be pretty hot down here in Florida. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins to get a win here at home over the Giants. Next up, you guys head into Buffalo to take on the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to go with the loss. I think the Bills are a very good team again this year. I know a lot of people are not high on them this year, but I think they'll still be very good this year. So I'm going to go with the Bills at home over the Giants. Next up, the Washington Commanders come into town, and I think you guys get a win here. I think the Commanders are not going to be a good team this year. I know they finally got rid of their owner, Dan Snyder. I think that was one of the best moves they could have made this year. But I think it's going to take a while for the Commanders to turn into a very good team in the NFC East. So I'm going to go with the Giants at home over the Commanders. You guys already know I have you guys listen to the Jets. I already said that earlier. Next up, you guys head into Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. I'm going to go with the Giants to get a win here. I think the Giants are going to be a good team this year. I think Danny Dimes needs to prove himself this year, coming in on a 1-year contract. So I'm going to go with the Giants to get a win here over the Raiders. Now you guys go into Dallas to take on the Cowboys. I have this game as a loss. I think I actually think you guys win week 1 at home against the Giants on Sunday, against the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. But I think you guys lose here on the road in Dallas. I think it's tough to win in Dallas, so I'm going to go with the Cowboys to get a win there. Next up, you guys take on the Washington Commanders in D.C. I'm going to go with the Commander. I'm going to go with the Giants to get a win here. I think the Giants are a good team this year. So I'm going to go with Danny Dimes and the Giants to get a win here at home over the Commanders. Next up, you guys take on the New England Patriots at home. Tough game, but I'm going to give you guys a win. I think Mac Jones is not as good of a quarterback as people think. And I think Bill Belichick's years of being one of the best coaches in the NFL are numbered. So I'm going to go with the Giants to get a win here over the Patriots. Next up, you guys take on Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. I have this game as a win as well. I think you guys beat him with Aaron Rodgers last year, so you guys should beat him with Jordan Love this year. So I'm going to go with the Giants to get a win here on Monday Night Football against the Packers. Next up, you guys take on Andy Dalton and the New Orleans Saints. I'm going to go with the loss. I think the Saints are a good team this year. I think Andy Dalton. I think Derek Carr is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the NFL. I think Derek Carr is going to have a good year. The only thing that's going to hold the Saints back this year is going to be their head coach. Not a big believer in him. He's lucky that Todd Bowles is in the division, because he would be the worst coach in the division if Todd Bowles was not the coach of the Bucs right now. So I'm going to go with the Saints to get a win here on the road, at home actually, in the Superdome against the Giants. Next up, you guys head into Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. I have this game as a loss. I think the Eagles are a very good team. Again, Jalen Hurts is very good. So I'm going to go with the Eagles to get a win here at home at the Link against the Giants. Next up, the LA Rams. I'm going to go with a win here for the Giants. I think the Rams are not going to be good this year. I mean, I think Stafford's going to be okay. I think Cooper Kupp will be good, but I don't trust the rest of that team this year. I mean, Aaron Donald's also going to be good, but I don't trust this team this year in LA. I'm going to go with the Giants to get a win here at home over the Rams. And I think you guys lose the last week of the season, so I think it's going to be an 8-9 year for the New York Giants. I think that may be enough to get into the playoffs this year. I don't know. It's a tough schedule this year for the Giants. So I'm going to go with an 8-9 record for the G-Men this year. I think it's going to be a tough year for the Giants. If they make the playoffs, I wouldn't be shocked, but I don't think so this year. So that will do it for this episode of Scott's Weekly Sports. See you, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back next week with predictions for the Dolphins and the Chargers. And I'll see you guys right back here next week on Scott's Weekly Sports. See you later, guys.